Okay, good morning everyone. So let us start with the class. In the last class we were discussing about dimension analysis application, correct? So dimension analysis applications we were discussing. So in that we have seen first one, what is the first application of dimension analysis? First application is here whatever your dimension analysis is there, it will help you to calculate the unit of a given physical quantity. You can calculate the unit of a given physical quantity by using dimension analysis method. That is the first application. Then after that, second application. What is second application? We can convert from one system into other system. We can convert from one system of unit into other system of unit. That is the second advantage for the application, you can say. Then the third application is here whatever dimensions are there, you can convert it from one system of unit into the other system of unit, right? So I have given you one work also to do the conversion of 1 joule into 10 raised to 7 erg. 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to 7 erg. I hope you have completed that, right? Okay, do it. Okay, so first three applications are already over. Then the fourth one also we have seen. We can check the correctness of a equation. We can check the correctness of a equation. That is also we have completed. Then the last application today we are going to see, that is to convert. That is, so not to convert. That is, we are deriving the new relations by using dimension analysis. The fifth application is to derive new relation. So how you can derive new relations by using dimension analysis? You can derive new relations by using dimension analysis. They will give you question like the time period of a simple pendulum, or they may ask you like anything. They may give question the force of an. Okay, so here what they will say, that is to derive the new relation, the question will be asked like force of an body, or the force acting on an body depends on, the force acting on an body depends on mass, velocity, then radius of the circular path in which the body is rotating. So here the question is like derive the relation, or derive the force, or derive the relation between force, mass, velocity and radius of the circular path, or the force acting on a body depends on mass, velocity and radius. So by using dimension analysis method, derive the relation between them. Okay, so this is one example. In exam, any example, in any question they will ask. So here this is one example. Then second example which I will take, the second example is the time period of a simple pendulum. The time period of a simple pendulum depends on, that is, it depends on length and acceleration due to gravity. So here the question is like show that, or derive by using dimension analysis method, that is the time period of a simple pendulum. The time period of a simple pendulum depends on length and, it depends on length and acceleration due to gravity. It depends on length and acceleration due to gravity. So you can derive that relation also by using dimension analysis method. Okay, so how you can derive this? See, so this one I'll consider, that is derive the relation between, derive the relation of time period of a simple pendulum where time period depends on length and acceleration due to gravity. This is the question. How you can derive it by using dimension analysis method? Let us see. So here, so what they have given? They have given the time period depends on, the time period depends on length and acceleration due to gravity. You don't know whether to the power 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there, or minus 1 is there, minus 2 is there. You don't know what is given, right? So what you can do here, you can write it as, that is, see, here nothing is there means I'll take L to the power A, G to the power B, right? So here I'll take it as L to the power A, G to the power B, that is T is equal to. And here I'll also take it as, here I'll also write it as, that is, here constant I'll consider it as K. Okay, the constant I'll consider it as K. So therefore, what I have written according to the question, the time period of a simple pendulum depends on length and acceleration due to gravity. We don't know the power here, therefore I am taking it as L raised to A, G raised to B. Okay, why I am taking here K? Because we don't know in the relation what you are deriving, where we will get, whether we will get any constant terms or no, that we don't know. Therefore I am taking as K, L raised to A, G raised to B. Okay, so this is the question what they have given. Suppose whichever second question I told you, see what is that second question, that is, force acting on a body depends on mass, velocity, radius. So how you will write? To the power you will write A, to the power you will write B, to the power you will write C. Understanding? So in question they will mention that force depends on which all factors, that you need to write to the power A, B, C, D you can take. Okay, so you don't know what constant here it will come, so you can consider it as K. Right, at the end you will come to the relation here. Okay, so here I am doing it for time period. Let us see that only. See, now RHS and LHS. So here I'll take LHS is equal to, LHS is equal to, so LHS is equal to what we can write? What is your LHS term? LHS term is T. LHS term is T. Correct. Which is equal to, what is the dimension formula of this T? Dimension formula of T can be written as, it is only time period. So it will become M raised to 0, L raised to 0, T raised to 1. Is it correct, everyone? So LHS is equal to what you have? You have time period T. So time period T is having dimensions M raised to 0, L raised to 0 and T raised to 1. I hope you will understand why I have written it like this, because here in time period T, time is what? It is a fundamental quantity. No need to convert this. So here M to the power 0 will come, L to the power also 0, but time T to the power 1 you will get. I hope you know this concept. Already we have seen many examples. Similarly, RHS is equal to, similarly RHS is equal to what you will write? RHS is depending on what? L to the power A, G to the power B. Correct? So here I don't consider this A and B, because we are calculating that A and B. Right? So see, RHS is equal to, what is our the dimensions here? That is L and G. Write the dimension formula of length. What is the dimension formula of length? Dimension formula of length is written as L itself, because length is a fundamental quantity. Length is a fundamental quantity. Therefore, I'll write it as L. Here, to the power what you have? To the power I have A. So, to the power I'll write it as A. Next, G. What is the dimension formula for acceleration due to gravity? What is the dimension formula for acceleration due to gravity? ML to the power, what you will get for acceleration due to gravity? Fast. It is nothing but L T raised to minus 2. Correct? Yes. So that is M raised to 0, L raised to 1, T raised to minus 2 to the power what we have? B. To the power what we have? B here, right? Therefore, now what you can do? Now you can equate your equations 1 and 2, or you can say you are equating LHS and RHS term. So if you equate your LHS and RHS term for A, B and C, for A, B and See what you will get. You just see now. See. But before that, check. Here you have, see, it is coming in between, even I don't know why it is coming like that. See, so here we have m to the power 0, l to the power c. Here a is there, here l to the power what you have, b you have. So according to laws of indices, from the laws of indices, what you can write, you can write it as, that is l to the power a plus b, correct? So according to the laws of indices, later you will get the recorded video, don't worry. So here it is l to the power a, here it is l to the power b, therefore it becomes l to the power a plus b, it becomes l to the power a plus b. Next, t to the power, t to the power what you have, see, this is minus 2 into b, so minus 2 into b is nothing but what, it is minus 2b, correct? Now we are equating equation 1 and equation 3, or we are equating LHS and RHS. We are equating LHS and RHS. So if I equate equation RHS, LHS and RHS, what you are going to get? Just check. See, here it is m raised to 0, l raised to 0, t raised to 1. Here in equation 3, what we have? M raised to 0, l raised to a plus b into t raised to minus 2b. So what I can do, m to the power we have 0 only, so no need to bother about that. We have m to the power 0 itself, so don't worry about it. But now you see, here we have l to the power 0. Here I have in the equation 3, it is l to the power a plus b. Here I have a plus b. So what I'll do, I'll write it as a plus b is equal to, what it is? It is equating equation 1 and 3, okay? So here it is l to the power a plus b, here it is l to the power 0, therefore I can write it as a plus b is equal to 0. I can write it as a plus b is equal to 0, right? So now this becomes a is equal to what it is, it is a is equal to minus b. I am getting it as a is equal to minus b, okay? Now again you see, from equation 1 and from equation 3, equation 1 and equation 3, what is there here? T to the power 1 we have, here t to the power minus 2b we have, therefore it is minus 2b is equal to what you will get, it is nothing but 1. Therefore b is equal to what you are getting, see, b is equal to, it is 1 divided by 2. B is equal to, you are getting it as 1 divided by 2. So from bold, can anybody tell me what is the value of A? If this much, if you understand, no, then any kind of derivation you can do it by yourself only. Okay, see everyone, after getting your A and B value, you just substitute A, B value in the equation. T is equal to K raised to L e raised to L, K into L to the power A, G to the power B. उधर substitute करो A value और B value. क्या मिलता है थोड़ा देखो. T is equal to equation what you will get, just check. K L to the power minus 1 by 2, G to the power minus 1 by 2. अलीना, L to the power minus 1 by 2 आता है क्या, प्लस 1 by 2 आता है? It is right, but L to the power you will get it as plus 1 by 2c. Okay, see everyone. See this, here you have a is equal to what? Minus b, b is equal to minus 1 by 2, करेक्ट. ये b का वैल्यू अभी इधर सब्स्टिट्यूट करोगे तो क्या मिलता है आपको? a वैल्यू मिलता है, दैट इज a इज इक्वल टू, यू विल गेट इट एज माइनस into minus 1 by 2, that is plus 1 by 2, correct? It is plus 1 by 2. Now you see this, that is you have t is equal to k into l raised to a g raised to b. So what I'll do, I'll substitute this value, just check. Correct Alina. So here this implies t is equal to k to the k into l to the power a is what? It is 1 by 2. Next g to the power क्या है? minus 1 by 2. g to the power we have minus 1 by 2. Right everyone? Are you getting? So here what I can write? I can write it as equal to, this is equal to, or this implies t is equal to k. See, we have l to the power half, g to the power minus half. Can I write it as under root of L divided by G? How many of you understood this step? If your basic mathematics is good, you will understand. How many of you understood that last step? I have written it, T is equal to K root of L raised to L divided by G. कितने लोगों को समझ में आया वो last step? Once again. Okay. See, I have equation kt is equal to k l raised to 1 by 2 g raised to minus 1 by 2. Next what I have written, t is equal to, it is k under root l divided by g. I know you will not understand. See, here we have g raised to minus 1 by 2, right? We have g raised to minus 1 by 2. What you can write it as? You can write it as l raised to 1 by 2 divided by g raised to 1 by 2. You know this? Do you know this? This g raised to minus 1 by 2, you can take it in the denominator. That becomes what? G raised to 1 by 2, which implies 1 by 2. So 2 raised to 1 by 2, what do you write? 2 raised to 1 by 2 is nothing but, so here something you have 2 raised to 1 by 2 is nothing but what? Root 2. Correct? So in the same way, I have here L raised to 1 by 2, G raised to minus 1 by 2. Therefore, I have written it as what? Under root of L divided by G. Now how it is clear to everyone? Is it clear, students? See, once again I'll explain the question. What they will ask you, the time period of a simple pendulum. The time period of a simple pendulum depends on length, acceleration due to gravity. Prove the relation by using dimension analysis method. This is the question what you will get it in your question paper. Okay, so here I have taken one example. They may ask you any example. What you will do according to the question, frame the answer, means what you need to prove. Here according to the question, what I need to prove, t is equal to, see from the first step you see, okay, t is equal to k l raised to a g raised to b, k l raised to a g raised to b. Okay, that is your according to the question you have written. Next, you need to take LHS and RHS is equal to. So LHS is equal to what you will write? LHS का term क्या है? देखो T है आपका, correct? T you are writing, which is equal to, what is the dimension formula for time period T? It is m raised to 0, L raised to 0, T raised to 1, right? Next, RHS is equal to, what is your RHS is equal to? RHS is equal to, it is L into G. So L into G, what is the dimension formula for L into G? So for L, it is L raised 1, that is to the power we have A in the question. Next, acceleration due to gravity. What is the dimension formula for acceleration due to gravity? It is L T raised to minus 2 to the power what we have? We have B. I hope till here it is clear to everyone. Is it clear? Till equation 2. ओके नेक्स्ट इक्वेशन 2 को थोड़ा क्लियर करो. Equation 2, you just write it, means you just simplify it. That is m to the power, you don't have anything, therefore m to the power 0. L to the power, today after this class I'll send notes. L to the power, it is a, then here it is b, therefore it becomes L to the power a plus b. Then t to the power minus 2b, t to the power minus 2b. Therefore, equating equation 1 and equation 3. So, equation 1 and equation 3, how you will equate? देखो m to the power 0 0 है, उसको छोड़ दो. L to the power देखो. Equation 3 में a plus b है, equation 1 में 0 है, right? Therefore, a plus b is equal to 0. That is nothing but a is equal to minus b. Next, t to the power देखो अभी. T to the power you have minus 2b and 1, that is minus 2b is equal to 1, therefore b is equal to, it is minus 1 divided by 2. Therefore a is equal to, you will get it as what? Plus 1 divided by 2. अभी इसको हम क्या कर सकते हैं, a और b का वैल्यू सब्सटीट्यूट करो मेन इक्वेशन पे, मतलब आपका जो क्वेश्चन था उसमें सब्सटीट्यूट करना है. सब्सटीट्यूट a and b वैल्यू. After substituting according to mathematics, you can simplify it as what? K under root of L divided by G. If I give you any other question, are you all able to do this or no? Understood everyone? Simple है, बहुत simple है. That is, you need to write LHS and RHS term, its dimension formula, then equate it. Both the equations just equate. Okay. So today after this class, I'll send you the notes because another 5 minutes this lesson will over. 5 to 10 minutes I need. Okay, let us start with the next point. Is it clear everyone? Hardly 4-5 students are replying because you have test also. Saturday you have test. Please don't neglect this because it is important. See, I'll give you hint. This kind of one question will be there for your exam. Maybe this or another one. Okay, let's. Then next, let us start with the next last point of this chapter, that is limitations of dimension analysis. Limitations of dimension analysis. So what are the limitations of dimension analysis here? The first limitation is, so the first limitation is here, if dimensions of given physical quantity may not be unique as physical quantities have same dimension formula. Means, Ayan, which one not understood? After erasing you are telling. Ayan, which point? Okay, first I'll finish these limitations. Whatever your doubts are there, at the end we will discuss. See, limitations of dimension analysis is, first one, you know that there are so many physical quantities in physics like force, work, weight, displacement, velocity, acceleration, pressure, density, torque, then you have angular velocity, frequency, time period. Okay, right? So you have so many relations, but if you see dimension formula, if you see dimension formulas, you have seen already that there are some dimensions which have same dimension formula. There are some physical quantities which have same dimension formula. For example, just see work, energy and torque. Already in the last class, I told you people to note down some dimension formula. I hope you have that book with you. Just check work, energy and torque. What dimension formula they have. What is the dimension formula of all three? I'll show one more example how to derive it. What is the dimension formula of this? Work, energy and torque. क्या है डायमेंशन फॉर्मूला? बोलो जल्दी. सी द डायमेंशन फॉर्मूला इज m l raised to 2 t raised to minus, right? So here work is also having dimension formula m l raised to 2 t raised to minus 2. Energy is also having the same dimension formula. Torque is also having the same dimension formula. So what they will say, how many physical quantities are there in physics? We don't have that many dimension formula, because there are some physical quantities which have the same dimension formula. Are you getting me? So there are some physical quantities which have the same dimension formula. So this is the first drawback. Means suppose if I write only m raised to 1, l raised to 2, t raised to minus 2, whether it is for the work or for energy or for torque, that you will not understand. Are you getting my point? This is the first drawback or the first disadvantage, or you can say first limitation of dimension analysis. Is it clear, everyone? So like this, we have some other physical quantities also which have the same dimension formula. So this is the first one. Is it clear? First limitation is clear to everyone? Are you getting? Okay. See, second drawback or the second limitation is numerical constant. For example, suppose if I have a dimension, second limitation I am telling. So if I have a equation something like this, S is equal to ut plus half at square. Here, whatever your 1 by 2 is there, for this you cannot write any dimension formula. This is the second disadvantage or the second limitation of dimension analysis. There are numerical values in the equation. They don't have dimension formula. That is also the limitation of what? Dimension analysis. Okay. So, for example, just now we have discussed time period is equal to 2 pi under root of L by G. Actually, this is the relation for time period of the simple pendulum. मगर आपने जो इक्वेशन डिराइव किया था उधर आप क्या लेते हो? This one you just take it as K. So what they will say, which constant is there, that you will not understand, or if constant is there, you cannot write any dimension formula also. Is it clear? This is the second limitation of dimension analysis. The first one is, so how many physical quantities you have, that many dimensions are not there. Second one is, here whatever your constant terms or the numerical values are there, they don't have the dimension formula. Then the third one is, what is the third one? Third one we have so third one is, we cannot derive any relations other than product. Means suppose if I have equation something like this, you can derive the relation, because fifth application is what? We can derive new relations. But if the new relation is in the form of product, then only you can derive it. Suppose if it is in the form of addition or subtraction, you cannot use dimension analysis method. This is the third limitation of dimension analysis. So which all we have discussed? The first one is, there are how many physical quantities you have, that many dimension formulas are not there. Second one is, for numerical values there is no dimension formula. Third one what you can say here, other than product you cannot use dimension analysis for other method. Is it clear, everyone? All the three limitations. Is it clear?